The Russia-Ukraine war has presented India with an unprecedented diplomatic challenge. New Delhi seeks to maintain its long-standing strategic partnership with Moscow while navigating the complexities of its relationships with the West and Ukraine. India, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has adopted a cautious approach, refraining from condemning Russia's actions outright. This stance has drawn criticism from some Western nations, but India maintains that dialogue and diplomacy are crucial for resolving the conflict. India's decision to abstain from United Nations resolutions condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine reflects its commitment to strategic autonomy. This approach has allowed India to preserve its ties with Russia, a crucial partner in defense, energy, and other sectors. However, it has also necessitated careful diplomacy to manage relations with the West, particularly the United States. Prime Minister Modi's recent visits to both Russia and Ukraine underscore the delicate tightrope walk India is undertaking. These visits, while highlighting India's commitment to diplomacy, also serve as a reminder of the competing interests at play. Modi's visit to Moscow in July 2023, his first since the war began, was met with a mixed response. Conversely, Modi's visit to Kyiv, the first by an Indian Prime Minister in decades, aimed to address these concerns and reiterate India's support for Ukraine's sovereignty. These visits highlight the complexities of India's position. On the one hand, India values its partnership with Russia and seeks to avoid jeopardizing it. On the other hand, India recognizes the importance of maintaining good relations with the West and upholding international law. Modi's diplomatic outreach underscores India's desire to play a constructive role in seeking a peaceful resolution to the conflict. India's relationship with Russia extends beyond mere diplomatic pleasantries. It is deeply rooted in history, cemented by decades of cooperation in various sectors, particularly defense and energy. Russia remains India's largest arms supplier, accounting for a significant portion of its military hardware. The energy sector is another area where India and Russia have strengthened their ties. India has significantly increased its imports of discounted Russian oil since the war began, capitalizing on favorable prices. This deepening economic engagement has not gone unnoticed by the West. The United States has expressed concerns over India's growing reliance on Russian oil and the potential for sanctions violations. However, India maintains that its energy imports from Russia are driven by its national interests and the need to ensure affordable energy for its vast population. The Russia-Ukraine war has placed India in the crosshairs of a geopolitical tug-of-war. While seeking to preserve its strategic autonomy, India faces mounting pressure from Western nations to take a more assertive stance against Russia. The United States has urged India to leverage its influence with Russia to help end the conflict. However, India has resisted these calls, maintaining its position of neutrality and advocating for dialogue as the path to peace. This stance has created friction in India's relations with some Western countries. India argues that alienating Russia would be counterproductive and undermine any efforts to mediate a peaceful resolution. It seeks to maintain its strategic partnerships with both the West and Russia, but the current geopolitical climate makes this increasingly challenging. How India navigates this tightrope will have significant implications for its global standing and its role in shaping the post-war world order. India's deepening engagement with Russia, particularly in the energy and arms sectors, is driven by a complex interplay of factors. The allure of discounted Russian oil is undeniable for a country like India with its massive energy needs. With Western sanctions limiting Russia's export options, India has seized the opportunity to secure affordable energy supplies. Similarly, India's long-standing reliance on Russian military hardware continues to shape its defense procurement strategy. Decades of partnership have created interoperability between the two countries' militaries, making Russian equipment a practical choice. However, this dependence on Russia also presents challenges for India. It exposes India to potential sanctions risks and complicates its relations with the West. Balancing these competing interests is a delicate act. The Russia-Ukraine war has added another layer of complexity to the geopolitical landscape of the Indo-Pacific. As China's assertiveness grows, India seeks to strengthen its partnerships with like-minded nations to counterbalance Beijing's influence. The Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, or Quad, comprising Australia, India, Japan, and the United States, has emerged as a key forum for these countries to coordinate their approaches to the region's challenges. India's participation in the Quad reflects its growing convergence with the United States and its allies on issues related to China. However, New Delhi remains cautious of being drawn into a direct confrontation with Beijing and maintains its commitment to strategic autonomy. The Indo-Pacific Economic Framework presents another platform for India to engage with like-minded partners and counter China's growing economic clout. While strengthening its partnerships with the West, India must also manage its relations with Russia, a key player in the region. The Quad, often described as a minilateral grouping, has gained significant traction in recent years. Its focus on practical cooperation in areas such as maritime security, critical technologies, and supply chain resilience reflects the shared concerns of its members about China's growing assertiveness. For India, the Quad offers an opportunity to enhance its strategic leverage in the Indo-Pacific and counterbalance China's growing influence. By coordinating with like-minded democracies, India can bolster its capabilities and contribute to regional stability. However, India remains cautious of being perceived as aligning too closely with the United States and its allies. The Quad's activities have drawn criticism from China, which views the grouping as a containment strategy. Despite these concerns, India remains committed to engaging with the Quad as part of its multi-pronged approach to safeguarding its interests in the Indo-Pacific. The grouping's future trajectory will depend on the evolving dynamics between its members and the broader geopolitical environment. The Indo-Pacific region has become a geopolitical chessboard where major powers, including China, the United States, Russia, and India, are vying for influence. This strategic competition spans economic and military domains, creating a complex security environment. India, at the heart of this region, must safeguard its interests amidst these forces. Its foreign policy navigates relations with multiple powers while upholding strategic autonomy. The rise of China poses a significant challenge to India's strategic calculus. The United States views India as a key partner to counter China's influence. India's challenge is leveraging relationships with major powers while avoiding entanglement in rivalries. India's policy of neutrality, a cornerstone of its foreign policy since independence, has come under increasing scrutiny since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war. While New Delhi has refrained from condemning Russia's actions, it has also sought to maintain its ties with the West and uphold international law. This balancing act has drawn criticism from both sides. Some Western countries have expressed disappointment over India's reluctance to take a more assertive stance against Russia, while Moscow has expressed frustration over India's participation in forums like the Quad. Maintaining neutrality in an increasingly polarized world is a daunting task. It requires a delicate balancing act, carefully calibrating responses to avoid alienating partners or jeopardizing strategic interests. However, neutrality also offers certain advantages. It allows India to preserve its strategic autonomy, engage with multiple partners, and maintain its credibility as a potential mediator in international disputes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's diplomatic forays reflect the high-stakes balancing act India is undertaking. His visits to Moscow and Kyiv underscore the complexity of India's position. Modi aims to preserve India's strategic autonomy and contribute to a peaceful resolution. India faces the challenge of maintaining ties with both Russia and the West. The world is watching India's response closely. The Russia-Ukraine war has presented India with both challenges and opportunities. It has tested the limits of India's neutrality, strained its relation with key partners, and exposed vulnerabilities in its economy. However, it has also highlighted India's growing importance on the world stage and its potential to play a constructive role in shaping the post-war order. The future of India's balancing act will depend on several factors: the trajectory of the war in Ukraine, the evolution of US-China relations, and the trajectory of India's own economic growth. India's success in maintaining its strategic autonomy, safeguarding its interests, and upholding its principles will be crucial not only for its own future but also for the future of a rules-based international order. As a rising power with global aspirations, India has a unique opportunity to shape the contours of the emerging world order.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.